organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on this live edition of Daily Iowan TV, court date. A former University of Iowa official heads to trial this week. And later, see just why it's getting rough for pet owners in need.
Iowa softball and Iowa baseball both with close series over the weekend.
Spring is coming our way. Find out more on weather coming up.
All that and more is coming your way. Daily Iowan TV starts now. Good morning and thanks for tuning in to Daily Iowan TV. I'm Noah Gowdy. Former UI Athletic Director Jane Meyer is set to begin trial next week for what she says was job discrimination. Myers, who claims she was fired because of her gender and sexual orientation, will appear in court today. The trial opens up at the Polk County Courthouse with potential witnesses including the current UI Athletic Director Gary Barta, the President of Board of Regents Bruce Rastetter, head football coach Kirk Ferentz, and more UI officials who are affected by the case. The trial is expected to last up to 3 weeks. Stick with the Daily Iowan as we will be providing updates all week as the case further develops. After Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley announced plans to renew the Campus Accountability and Safety Act, it turns out that the University of Iowa is already ahead of these future changes. UI's Sexual Misconduct Response Coordinator Monique DiCarlo wrote in an email to the Daily Iowan, quote, "The UI has strong relationships in the places with the Johnson County Sexual Assault Team, the Johnson County Coalition Against Domestic Violence, and the Johnson County Attorney's Office," end quote. The proposed Campus Accountability and Safety Act is a federal bill and will be aimed at improving the way sexual assault is dealt with on campuses. Across Iowa City, there are citizens and students who require some extra help to handle the trials of the day. But then there are others who try to abuse the system. Daily Iowan TV reporter Christopher Cervantes reports with more.
I have depression, so I have one cat who really helps me out. So like she'll follow me around. Usually, just overall, if I'm feeling down.
Julia Adams Stanley is one of the many people in Iowa City that has an emotional support animal. These animals are companions to people who suffer from various emotional ailments and conditions in the hopes of relieving them of excess stress.
My form of depression is social depression, so a lot of it is sustained from other people. So when you can't be around other people or you just need to not get into your head as much, it's just that it takes you out for a moment, like, oh, there's this creature that I kind of have to take care of, but it's also, in a way, really taking care of me.
Landlords cannot prevent you from having a support animal. However, this has led to some people faking ailments in order to simply have a pet. Due to the growing trend, landlords have been cracking down, making it even more difficult to qualify for an emotional support animal. This is a move that's been mixed, to say the least.
If someone faking an ailment to take an animal, I feel like that's kind of a selfish thing, because that's just you wanting an animal, a pet just to have a pet. That's not you needing this animal to really help you get throughout your day. It's harder for them to get information from their doctors to be able to get the emotional support animal, so it's a bunch of loopholes for other people to go through.
With this proving to be an ever-growing problem, the protection for those in need may end up weighing out its welcome. Reporting from downtown Iowa City, this is Christopher Cervantes, Daily Iowan TV.
Last week, the LGBTQ Advocates for Public Health Equity organization received a grant to host their first symposium for LGBTQ public health awareness. The symposium took place over the weekend at the UI College of Public Health. This was held due to the fact that many health providers do not have the specialized training to treat the LGBTQ community for mental health-related issues. For more information, pick up a copy of the Daily Iowan, where Natalie Betts goes into further detail on the subject. The first ever spring vendor show took place just last Saturday, and different vendors and crafters from the surrounding areas came to the event to interact with their customers. I was at the event to bring you the story. Clothing, jewelry, candy, and more. That is what you can find at this year's Spring Vendor Show in Coralville, Iowa. This event was unique since it is the first of its kind in the Coralville area, and organizer Courtney Roberts knew that she wanted to put this event on ever since she started as a consultant for her favorite clothing brand.
I started LuLaRoe in December, and then by January I knew that I wanted to put a whole bunch of at least LuLaRoe in the same room, and then I opened it up to other direct sales so we could fill it.
And fill it she did. The convention center in which it was held in had more than 60 vendors show up to sell their products. This event is one of a kind, allowing the different consultants to network with each other and interact with their customers. Not only was the event benefiting those in attendance, but one company that was at several booths called LuLaRoe is finding ways to give back to those in need.
My team and I were doing a fundraiser for the Iowa Donor Network, and the money that we raise, our company will match that. So they give back in that way, and then one of our styles, $1 from each purchase of that style goes to the National Down Syndrome Society.
The organizers plan to make the vendor show into a fall and spring event in the upcoming years. Well, we sure did have our fair share of nice weather this weekend. I'm joined now by Sydney Zatz in the weather studio. Sydney, what's it looking like going into the rest of this week?
Well, Noah, looking into the rest of this week, it looks like we'll see some rain, but things are going to be sunny by the end of the week. Taking a look outside this morning, it is mostly sunny with temps at about 47 degrees. Looking to the rest of the forecast, as the afternoon hits Iowa City, we can see some major sunshine shine through, as well as temps in the mid-70s. Monday evening, we can expect clear skies and temps to cool down to about 48 degrees, which makes for a perfect night to sit out on the Pentacrest. However, Tuesday morning, we could see a 60% chance of storms, as well as temps in the mid-70s. Looking to the rest of the week, Wednesday we could see a 100% chance of storms as we hit just below 70 degrees. Looks like April showers are going to be bringing May flowers pretty soon. Our temperatures will stay consistently around the high 50s to high 60s throughout the weekend. While we can see some clouds on Thursday, that sunshine is going to pop back through over the course of the weekend, leaving us with a sunny Sunday. That's all I have for you this week. Don't forget to bring your umbrellas out with you over the next few days. Iowa City is going to see its fair share of spring showers. Noah, back to you.
Thanks, Sydney. You may have noticed a growing section in your grocery store labeled gluten-free. But what is gluten, and why does gluten-free seem to be becoming more common? Daily Iowan TV's Joe Fisher has answers to these questions, as well as the lead on a local business trying to improve gluten-free options.
Gluten is a protein found in wheat, rye, and barley. You can think of it as the stuff that helps foods like bread keep their shape. But for people with a gluten sensitivity, the body treats it as invasive and triggers a defensive response to it. Research shows that between 5 and 10% of people suffer from some form of gluten sensitivity, yet finding gluten-free products in restaurants and on store shelves remains a challenge. But this is beginning to change.
There's a part of the population that wasn't being served very well. I mean, there were some gluten-free products, but frankly, they were not very good.
One local small business is trying to eliminate this stigma that gluten-free can't taste good. Inside this house, Erie Seals and her son and business partner Quasey are hard at work serving up delicious gluten-free treats such as this Jamaican meat pie for E's Gluten-Free Bakery. Erie Seals began baking gluten-free snacks for her children. Then her son Quasey told her that her products belonged on the shelves at the grocery store, so she pitched her goods to Hy-Vee. Now E's products can be found in Hy-Vees around Iowa City, as well as several other locations with more expansion to come.
That was just a really big move to go up and ask them, can I sell my cookies here?
And that move has paid off, as the reception to E's products has given Erie and Quasey aspirations to go national one day and continue to give hope to those with gluten sensitivities.
If it tastes gluten-free, it wasn't made by E's.
You can check out E's Gluten-Free Bakery online at esglutenfree.com. From Iowa City, I'm Joe Fisher, Daily Iowan TV.
Well, we had some Hawkeye sports teams in action this week. Let's toss it over to Ashlyn Bauer in the sports studio to find out more.
Thanks, Noah. It wasn't as busy of a weekend in sports that it usually is, but that doesn't mean all Hawkeyes took a break. The Iowa men's golf team hosted the Hawkeye Invitational this weekend in Iowa City. Lucy Verdine has more.
This past weekend, Iowa hosted the annual Hawkeye Invitational, where 14 teams from around the country come to Finkbine to compete in a two-day tournament. Round one of the tournament took place on Saturday and was played with extremely windy weather and an eventual rain delay that caused the postponement of the end of the first round till Sunday morning. Despite the weather, the Hawks were led by senior Carson Shockey, who had 6 birdies in the opening day. Iowa finished day one in third place.
I haven't been playing great all year. This is a tournament that I've been looking forward to since the beginning of the season, and played really well, just played really solid, and made some putts at the right times, hit, clutch shots at the right times.
Iowa fought back on day 2 with 5 top 20 performances. Shockey finished 4th, and 4 Hawkeyes tied for 15th with a score of 217 with 1 over par. The comeback was not enough for the Hawks, who jumped up a spot to finish 2nd behind Texas Tech. However, the Hawks' mentality is stronger than ever.
Our mentality has gotten stronger and stronger each week, and I think that after this week, seeing our finish, I think we'll be ready to go for Ohio State and Big Tens.
Iowa is using their new mentality and invitational experience to prepare for their tough upcoming schedule.
It was a really good test. It was windy, the rough was long, the greens were fast, and the next couple of weeks, we're going to face similar conditions, championship golf, and so I'm really confident going into the next 2 weeks of the season.
Next weekend, Iowa will travel to Columbus, Ohio to compete in the Robert Kepler Invitational. Reporting from the Finkbein Golf Course, this has been Lucy Rodine, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Texas Tech, who finished first at the Invitational, is ranked 11th in the country. Another Hawkeye team that played this weekend was Iowa baseball. They played at Nebraska. They won their first 2 games of the series, but then fell to the Cornhuskers 6-8 on their final game on Sunday. The final score of the series was 2-1. The Iowa softball team had the exact same outcome as the baseball team, except they hosted Rutgers and also won their series 2-1. The Hawkeyes won the first game in the series on Friday, also won the game on Saturday, but then dropped the last game on Sunday. With only 12 games left in the season, senior Caitlin McElry is trying to lead the women's softball team to some late-season success.
Caitlin Malarkey, overcoming challenges has not been a problem for her. Coming in as a walk-on freshman, she now has a pivotal role as a senior leader. Senior Caitlin Malarkey is in her final season for the Hawkeyes. Coming in as a walk-on, she now plays a key role for her team. Coach Marla Looper talked about her growth.
She's kind of fought her way through this program, and she's not your typical starter as a senior. She's come in as a walk-on, earned her opportunity, and then has continued to contribute. And I think the best thing is now she's taking her leadership skills not just by playing and doing, but by being a vocal leader, and it's fun having that overall package now.
Over the years, Caitlin developed the nickname Chip.
Chipotle is actually like my favorite food. I only had it that one time before tryouts, and obviously that's how the nickname came about, so I'm not that mad about it because I got a pretty cool nickname out of it.
Chip, the team leader in batting average and RBIs, hopes to lead the team by example throughout the rest of the season on a high note. Hawkeyes look forward to playing their in-state rival Tuesday night in Iowa City versus Iowa State Cyclones. Reporting from Bob Pearlfield, Patrick Lynch, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Catch the Hawkeyes tomorrow as they battle in-state rival the Iowa State Cyclones Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for a story on a women's golfer. Noah, back to you.
Thanks, Ashlyn. And before we leave you today, April the giraffe finally gave birth to her new baby. April has risen in internet fame after a live stream of the birth gained millions of viewers. The stream began months ago, and this past Saturday, the moment finally came. There will be a contest that will decide the name of the new baby. Well, everyone, that concludes our Monday morning broadcast. Be sure to tune in tomorrow and all week for the latest news between now and Friday. And don't forget to check out our website, dailyiowan.com, for even more. Also, make sure you pick up your copy of the Daily Iowan. For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Noah Gowdy. Have a great day, Iowa City.